Hi everyone, welcome to Techify Zone. This is our first session to introduce Selenium and Java. And this is going to be a series of approximately 20 to 30 videos. So stay tuned for the more concepts and more deep dive into Selenium and Java world. So let's start with the tutorial one. Over here, let's talk about before actually digging into the software, Selenium, Java, automation testing, let's understand the base. What is a software testing? Okay, so software testing, if I have to describe it in very minimal words, I will say break the system. Breaking the system, finding the bugs, finding the defects in the early stage, in the testing phase, rather than finding into the production. That's what we call a software testing. We are actually here to protect the flaws of system going into the production to the end users. Okay, now if I talk about most of you who are actually watching this video have a kind of a back-end mindset that you want to grow your career. So growing your career, it's not just by manual testing. You need to enhance your skill set and you need to jump into automation testing world as well. So why automation testing is so much important? Okay, why we are actually jumping into automation testing? So I will describe few points like increase in efficiency, accuracy of your testing gets well. And then if I say like faster time to market, you can even release your product faster. And more importantly, we actually choose automation testing for those areas which are actually repetitive, where you are investing a lot of effort manually. So it's better to automate all those things and do it via code. Let the system take care of it. Why to waste the manual effort on it? Okay. So let's, this is the basic concept like why we go ahead from the manual testing to automation testing. I would never say that everything is 100% automatable. There will be always a scope of manual testing where we have to do an exploratory testing, monkey testing, or any kind of non-feasible item testing, which is not even possible from the automation, either from Selenium or any other tool. So we'll talk about the limitations of Selenium later on as part of the coming stages, as part of the coming lectures. But let's focus on right now about the automation testing, and then we'll deep dive into like what is Selenium first of all. Like over here, we will be covering up few topics like Selenium, Java, both of their introductions, and why we actually choose Selenium over here, and why we are choosing Java right now. Okay, so let's talk about Java first. Okay, I will say Java. Java is what? It's a programming language, right? So, which actually help us to incorporate the Selenium tool, incorporate like incorporating the Selenium libraries or tool that in the Java project, and then using it as a wholesome automation project to interact with the web applications, to automate them, right? So Java, if I say the first word which comes into mind is oops, right? Which is object oriented programming language. Okay. So what exactly it's object oriented programming language? So object oriented programming language is a kind of a combination where we can talk, where we have object, then we have classes, then we have some oops concepts involved as well, which are inheritance. And then we have polymorphism. Then we have abstraction. And at last, we close up with polymorphism, abstraction, inheritance, and encapsulation. Yes. So, whatever the language you see, if it has all these capabilities, are falling under the object oriented programming languages. Okay, there are other languages as well which actually fall under other categories like CLI based languages or object based languages or structure based languages. Those are different. But whatever the language actually cover up all these six topics are falling under object oriented programming languages. So now let's move more a deeper side of Java, like why we are selecting Java. Okay, so Java, if I say it's platform independent, the first key feature of Java, I will say like, okay, let me define the features over here. Okay, so it's platform independent. So what do you mean by platform independent over here? Platform independent mean like you are not restricted to any platform like Windows, Mac, or Linux or Unix. You can install Java anywhere. And even if you have coded in Windows and you want to run your same Java compile file into any other platform, you can even do that. Okay, so it's platform independent. And then if I talk about its object oriented programming, it it is using the it's case sensitive as well. Okay, which means like suppose int a is equal to 2, and then I write int a is equal to 4, which means I have two different variables. It doesn't mean that a, small a, and capital A will be same. The camel casing, like over here, the case sensitivity means it will be having two different spaces, the backend memory spaces, where small a will be having a different value, capital A will be having a different value. Okay. And also the best part of Java, if I talk about the backend structure, it is like it automatically do the memory management for you. You don't have to worry about it. So everything is automatically driven. There is a garbage collector which actually releases the memories from the backend, and it manages also its backend structure manages the memory management automatically. So you don't have to worry about that too. Okay. Now this was the quick intro about the Java language. Now, our main topic for which we are here, like most of you have heard about Selenium. Everyone, 99% of people who are actually in the manual QA, they actually get very inspired with the word called Selenium. Okay, this is automated in Selenium. Let me learn as well. It seems very easy to learn, and it is. Actually, it is very easy to learn. You just need to give few hours training, few days of logic building, and your understanding. If you are a very good manual tester, you can be a perfect automation tester as well with just some hard work and some practice. But if you start your career directly with the automation testing without knowing the manual testing concepts, sorry, my brother, but you won't last long in the IT industry as an automation tester as well. You need to be a very good manual tester to be a great automation tester. Okay. So now coming back to the topic, Selenium. Selenium, it's an open source tool, which I will say it's an open source tool for a web application automation. Now, mark my word, I am saying only web application automation. I'm not saying a desktop application automation or a mobile application or a API application automation. Okay, I'm only concerning about the web application because it's only made up for that platform only for web. Okay, so I will say it's an open source tool for web app automation. Okay, and it's open source means it's completely free, and it has a very huge community as well which contribute on the day-to-day basis. We have Selenium 4 4 version going on right now, which has a very much capability and enhanced capabilities, I will say, from the Selenium 3, and there is a protocol change too. Okay, now if I talk about the Selenium comes up with the different components. Okay, Selenium has Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid, Selenium RC. RC is not that much used right now, but yeah, it was a component before. So now Selenium WebDriver is most focused component which we actually work on. Selenium ID is used for record and play test cases, whereas Selenium Grid is a very important component of Selenium, which actually helps us to achieve the parallel testing, or I would say the multi-machine testing. where we have distributing our complete test into multiple machines and multiple browsers, and then we are testing it on the different servers on different machines using the parent child or a kind of a master slave concept that we will be also covering later on in the end of this complete series. Don't worry about it. Okay, so as I said, Selenium WebDriver is a core component for the browser automation, ID basically for the record and playback, and Grid is for distribute the test execution across the multiple machines and the browsers. Okay, I hope you are still there with me, and we are actually, if you have any concerns, any doubts related to this, do comment on this particular video. Whenever I will get time, whenever I see your comment, I will surely reply back to you. Okay. Okay. Let's move on further. Like why we chose Selenium. That's also an important topic. Like why we are choosing Selenium. There are other tools in the market. We have Cypress, which is actually very growing rapidly right now from last 2 years in the market, and it's actually improvising its capabilities too. Why we are not going that way? Why we are not choosing any other tools? We have multiple low code no code tools in the market right now where you don't even have to learn Selenium. But I would say before going to any of those tools, try to have a grip of coding first. Try to have a grip of hands-on practice on the automation testing first. Then only if you go after 2 to 3 years on that particular low code no code tools, you will actually grow over there. You can actually bring some productive output from that tools as well. But without knowing the base concepts or without having a proper foundation of automation testing, if you directly go to those low code no code tools, you can succeed in the first era, like in the first year or in the first initial stages, but later on you will gradually have a declined growth, which means you will be falling down step by step, and at the end you will be reaching out to again to the foundation where you have to start again. So better to go ahead and practice more towards the basic concepts first, strong your fundamentals, and then we will go up. Okay. Let's move on. Like why what is the reason of choosing Selenium? The first reason I would say, it's cross browser compatibility. Like Selenium has a cross browser compatibility where we have multiple browsers like Chrome, Safari, Edge, Firefox. We have multiple browsers. Okay. Then we have multiple programming languages including Java, C Sharp, Python, which are actually compatible with Selenium. Other reason is like we have a very large community. Most of the people are there to help you out with your queries and with your problem statements. So these are the major reasons which is why we are actually going with the Selenium part. So let's now talk about what are like the exactly tools or infra or ID that you require to make a successful Java project and on which you can run or automate your application via Selenium. So if I talk about any ID, there are multiple IDs available right now in the industry. So most common ID, which most of us are familiar with, is Eclipse or IntelliJ. Okay, so you can say for the Java, you will be requiring one IDE. Okay, which can be either Eclipse or IntelliJ. Okay, you can install any one of them. I will be preferring Eclipse over IntelliJ, and also along with that you will be requiring a Java development kit. Okay, which is kind of a combination of JVM plus JRE. Okay, and right now whatever is the latest version, I would prefer above 20th version. So go ahead with that and install the JDK latest version so that you can have all the latest capabilities of Java in your project and you can use all those libraries together. Okay, now if once we are done with the setup, which we'll be covering shortly, once we are done with the setup of Eclipse, like I will show you how to set up Eclipse from the scratch, from where you need to download, from where you need to extract it, what are the installers which you need to take care of, where is the Java JDK file which you need to download, and from where you need to download, and how you need to set it up. I will show you everything in this lecture, so stay tuned. In coming minute or two we'll be jumping to that topic as well. Okay. Now, once our Eclipse, JDK, everything is done, we will be creating a project. Okay. We'll be creating a project. So now we have two sections right now. Either you can go ahead and create a Java project, or you can go ahead and create a Maven project. I would prefer Maven because Maven has a capability of pom.xml, and it can allow you to download any dependencies by just providing the data under the dependencies tag. But if you go ahead with the Java project, there is no harm in going this. But the challenge you will be facing is that you will be searching throughout the internet for different libraries for the different Java files that you need for your project, or in the longer run you require for any integration with the Excel or JSON or a CSV file. Then you need to go and search throughout the internet and download all those Apache PY files or any other document reader files. Then you need to integrate or import your files by using the external jar feature in Eclipse, and then you have to manage. So even if you are sharing any of the project, you have to share those jar files alongside. But if you are sharing a Maven project, either via Git repo or any other repo, you don't have to worry about it. That person will directly go ahead and build the project automatically. All the Java files which he will be requiring for this successful execution, everything will be downloaded automatically. Okay, that's why I say that Maven has a much more capability than a simple Java project. Okay, once we are done with the Java project, we'll be adding the dependency. Sorry, with the Maven project, we'll be adding the dependencies like Selenium dependency. Okay, automatically a Selenium standalone file will be downloaded, and we'll be good to go with the Selenium first script. So these are the this is a kind of an infra that we require to set up a Selenium project. Okay, so this is a kind of an infra that you need. But rest, there will be always, I'm not covering 100% of the infra. There will be other topics as well, or other requirements as per your project. You might be requiring something else too. But as of now, to kickstart your career with the automation, I think this is the best one. You can go ahead with this. You don't require much more right now. Okay. Now install the Java. First of all, we will be requiring a JDK, which is a Java development kit, to be installed in our machine so that we can install the IDE and it can actually uh, run all the Java related programs smoothly. So to install the Java, you just need to go to the Google, just type in JDK download. Once you type it, you will get an Oracle URL. Okay, and you just need to hit the first link. It will automatically navigate you to the Java download page. Over here you have the latest JDK files, which is JDK 23, 21. So I will suggest either go with 23 or 21. And as per your platform, if you're using Mac OS, Linux, Windows, you can select anyone. Right now I'm using Windows, so I'll be selecting this. And as per your bit configuration, you can select this. Either you can select the MSI installer, you can directly go ahead with the installer, or a compressed archive file. Okay, whatever feels you the best, you can go ahead and click that. Right now I've already clicked on this third link and it's downloaded. Let me check. Yes, I have downloaded the MSI file. I'll try to double click on it. It will launch the installer. Okay, now we'll go step by step with the installation process. Click on the next. It will install in C program files Java JDK 23. Okay, and if you have the admin rights of your system, then automatically it will create the environment variable as well. Here it is, it's done. I already told you it was very simple process to install Java in your machine. Now the next step is we need to install Eclipse, right? So let's download Eclipse. Let's go back and directly select this link. Okay, so over here we have Eclipse for Java developer 32-bit or 64-bit. As per the system configuration again and the platform, you need to choose this correct link. Okay, so please make sure you're checking your system configurations and your platform, and then only clicking on particular link. Now again, it has started the downloading process. So now we have downloaded the Eclipse and Java both. Okay, I have extracted the Eclipse .exe file on my desktop just as a shortcut so that I can easily access it every time. So what you need to do is just need to double click on this. It will load the Eclipse icon, and then you just need to select the workspace. So what is workspace? Workspace is the place or a folder or a package where you will be storing all your projects, where whatever you will be coding. Okay, so I'll be hitting just a launch button. Accordingly, it will create a folder as a workspace in the backend on that particular file path, which was shown before. And now it's just setting up the ID for the first time. Okay, great. So now I have the ID with me. I have set it up. I have got the welcome page. I go back. Yeah. So over here, you can create a Java project or a Maven project. So guys, I hope you had fun in the first session. We'll be creating a Java and the Maven project both in the second lecture, and I'll be showcasing you the difference between the Java and Maven as well. Thank you. Thank you and stay tuned.